welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be watching RWBY Volume 2 Episode 6, Burning the Candle. Hi, it's me. Happy New Year, guys! First video of the year. I have no excuses. I just kind of rot in December and January. End of year stuff, I am genuinely non-functioning, so my apologies. But I need to do shit. If I don't do anything, nothing will be done. So, goals for this year. We're finishing Volume 2 and Volume 3 and Volume 4. And then or else I'll delete my channel. Okay. I'm kidding. Yeah, cool. Anyway, so comment from last episode. Oh yeah, last time was a double upload, right? I'm not taking sorry. I'm not taking comments from the World of Remnant video. I'm taking it from the episode 5 reaction. So this one is by World Torn Asunder. I don't remember if I've picked your comment before, but you tend to comment some pretty interesting things, so whatever. If this is your second time, congratulations. Okay, now this is me really stretching, because I think it's just a bit of bad writing to use the specific term polarity, but the only way I can make it make sense is if they accessed her student files, or something that lists her exact semblance. And Mercury's fight wasn't to figure out her semblance, but to see how she uses it, and how it makes her the invincible girl as opposed to being that Magneto chick. But like I said, that's me really putting in overtime for a wonky line. So I believe this is in reference to my issue with Emerald and Mercury calling Pyrrha's semblance polarity specifically when relaying the information to Cinder. And I was like, why do they use specifically the term polarity when magnet powers could be, you know, like, it could work in different ways, but why do they assume specifically the control over the poles of a magnet field or something along those lines, right? I was like questioning it at the time. I believe this was this is in response to that, basically saying if you wanted to stretch it and try to figure out a justification, then, you know, yeah, student files could be a thing, or Mercury wasn't even trying to figure out what the semblance was, but how she uses the semblance, which he does figure out. He does figure out that it's that she uses it subtly to make it look like she's untouchable. And so I responded with, if we run with the student files thing, it does bring up a question. Are the students' semblances recorded down? I would imagine it being a safety hazard more than a benefit, I think, but then again, I have no idea what the school teachers teaches them in terms of honing semblances, if at all. And if we do stretch it to be like, oh, Mercury actually knew her power all along and just wanted to see how it was applied, it does betray the implied intent of the scene, because it really did not look like that at all. So all in all, I definitely am more inclined to think it's a writer oopsie, and we have to accept that they guessed the correct version of magnet powers. So basically what I'm saying is, well, first of all, interesting to bring up, does the school have a record of everyone's semblances and whether their status and whether or not they unlocked it or not? Like Jaune, for example, right? He clearly hasn't had his, but all the people who went to combat school before probably have it. I mean, as a school, it might make sense to actually list it down if they have specific exercises for things, I don't know, or to accommodate certain semblances, if any are particularly dangerous or whatever it is, you know, precautions could be made. But at the same time, it is a little bit of a privacy breach to have all of your students' powers listed out in a document. But then again, we haven't had enough world building in this element of how do people live in a world where powers are normal? How do schools work? How does the education system work in that regard? Or does the government of the kingdom have a record of all the citizens' semblances or not? If not, then is there a bigger focus on the police to make sure that crime doesn't go widespread, because who knows what kind of powers their citizens have, and if anyone is a potentially, you know, it's a potential threat with the power. Obviously, it's better to not have a list of semblances because that's insane. You know that. Like, sure, you could say that. Oh, if there's a particularly dangerous semblance, you know, we just want to make sure that if this person is mentally unstable, that we can have precautions. And it's like, that sounds justifiable, but that's like one step away from becoming like a tyrannical oppressor. It's like, ugh, that's the kind of stuff that the U.S. would think of. So I don't know. I want to say that the writers just haven't gotten into that because that's not the focus right now. That's why I'm saying that it's probably a writer oopsie to say, oh, they know it's polarity, and we just kind of have to accept that. How to say? Suspension of disbelief. It's like, okay, so let's assume that they actually did figure out that her power was magnetism in this specific way. So yeah, that's it. You know, if it sounds like I'm making a fuss about it, I'm not. I'm just really weirdly curious about like the mechanics behind this. But with a lot of things with RWBY, I realized that a lot of it is just like writer oversight, which is fair because the writers were like new, right? So yeah, when you're new to writing, a lot of things are just gonna go fly over your head. So it's okay. I'm not like upset or anything. It's just I guess I like talking about it. I like pointing things out because RWBY is a really interesting case of writing exercise where it's like, as a writer, I've been writing as a hobbyist writer, but being a hobbyist writer for about 10 years now. And, you know, it's like watching RWBY, it's like, I really like this. And there's a lot of good shit in here, but also I don't mean this in a bad way, but like I can tell it's one of your first times writing, but you got something cool here, so I want to support this. I want to see what's up. Yeah, that kind of vibe. So yeah, writing is hard, guys. Remember, writing is hard, especially in a world that's really big with a big cast. Oh, with limited budget to go off of in a web series. Yeah, good luck. It's you gotta cut a lot of stuff, which is why I appreciated watching the World of Remnant stuff the other time. So yeah, anyway, I'm kind of rambling at this point. Let's get on to the episode. Thank you for the comments. Comment singular. I'm forgetting English now. There's a point where it tips, there's a point where it breaks, there's a point where it bends, and a point we just can't take anymore. There's a line that we're crossing, there's no return, there's a time and a place, no bridges left to burn anymore. We can't just wait with lives at stake until they think we're ready. Our enemies are gathering, the storm is growing deadly. Now it's time to say goodbye to the things we loved and the innocence of youth. Seem to fly from our carefree lives and the solitude and peace we always knew. Gosh, I remember most of it. I gotta remember how to sing this properly. Oh.
I need you to pick a tablecloth.
Aren't they the same?
Aren't they both the same? I don't even know why I asked.
I'm sorry! I'm not used to... Oh my god, Yang?
So, have you picked out a dress yet? What's the point? Who cares about the dance if Blake isn't going?
No.
Oh, don't worry. She's going.
Oh, you're confident.
Weiss? I thought we agreed. No doilies.
If I don't get doilies, you don't get fog machines.
Your dance is gonna have fog machines?
We were thinking
Ah,
about
here
it.
we go.
That's pretty cool.
You ladies all excited for dress up?
Yeah, right.
Laugh all you want. I'll be turning heads tomorrow night.
What are you two wearing?
This?
Ignore him, for he knows not what he says.
Hey, I may have moved to Mistral, but I grew up in Vacuo. It's not exactly a shirt and tie kind of place.
Yeah, we've noticed.
So, what does Blake think of all this? She's still being all, you know, Blakey?
Obviously. I still can't think of a way to change her mind.
Guys, trust me. Blake will be at the dance tomorrow.
Okay, sure. Alright. I mean, her problem is that she feels like she she has to do something now. Obviously the trauma and everything, yeah, sure, but also this. That is so funny. Hey, get it? Get it? Cause Blake's a cat. Hey, get it? Yeah, cause in her mind, if she doesn't do this, the consequences will be, you know, there'll be consequences. And she feels like she's responsible for this, right? If anything happens, it's on her. She doesn't like that. So Yang has the task of convincing her that slowing down and taking a rest is mandatory. If you can convince her that you have to slow down somehow, convince her that it's not worth, like,
What do you... We need to talk.
like there would be bigger consequences if you don't slow down, then that would be fantastic. Oh, hello. Nice shower.
Huh?
We need to talk.
Oh, okay.
Ren, I'm just gonna come out and say it. You are one of my best friends.
Oh.
These past few months, I feel like we've really bonded. Even though you don't say much. I mean, you're really quiet. To be perfectly honest, I don't know that much about you personally, but darn it, I consider you to be the brother I never had.
Yeah.
And I you.
Which is why I wanted to get your advice on girls.
Girls.
I just don't know how to... girls. I guess what I'm asking is, well, how did you and Nora, you know...
We're not actually together.
Ah, they brought the
Nora, I
gag
said
back.
headphones on!
John, what is this all about?
It's Weiss.
Weiss.
I'm
Will you
completely head over
accompany
heels
me?
for her, and she won't even give me a chance. She's cold, but she's also incredible.
True.
She's smart and graceful and talented. I mean, have you heard her sing? I just wish she'd take me seriously, you know?
I don't know if you
I
can
wish I could
force
tell
that.
her how I feel without messing it all up.
Then do it.
What?
Tell her exactly what you've just said. No ridiculous schemes, no pickup lines. Just be honest.
But...
True.
John, you can't get it wrong if it's the truth.
You're right. Thanks, Pyrrha.
Yo, Pyrrha, you're a
Good
real
job, Ren.
one. Ren didn't say anything. I've been Ren many times in my life, so I feel his pain.
Practice what you preach, Pyrrha.
Ow! No, Pyrrha!
Yang, if you're going to tell me to stop, you may as well just save your breath.
Too
don't
many
want you
things
to
are happening.
stop.
Too many
I
things
want
are
you to
happening.
slow down.
We don't have the
I blocking
luxury
the screen?
to slow down.
It's not a luxury. It's a necessity.
The necessity is stopping Torchwick.
And we're going to.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm
But first
talking
you have to
about.
sit down
You have
and
to
listen to
convince
what I
her
have to say.
that you have to slow down.
Fine.
Ruby and I grew up in Patch, an island just off the coast of Vale. Our parents were huntsmen. Our dad taught at Signal, and our mom would take on missions around the kingdom. Her name was Summer Rose.
Summer
And
Rose.
she was like super mom. Baker of cookies and slayer of giant monsters. And then, one day she left for a mission and never came back. It was tough. Ruby was really torn up, but I think she was still too young to really get what was going on, you know?
So
And
you
my
had
dad
to
just
raise.
kind of shut down.
Yeah.
It wasn't long before I learned why. Summer wasn't the first love he'd lost. She was the second. The first was my mom.
Ah!
He wouldn't tell me everything.
That
But I
explains
learned
the
that the two of
hair.
them had been on a team together with Summer and Crow. And that she'd left me with him just after I was born.
Slow down.
No one had seen her since.
Slow down.
Why
I
did
need.
she leave you?
I need to write this down.
That question. Why? I didn't know the answer, but I was determined to find out. It was all I thought about. I would ask anybody I could what they knew about her. Then, one day, I found something. What I thought was a clue that could lead me to answers. Or maybe even my mother. I waited for Dad to leave the house, put Ruby in a wagon, and headed out. I must have walked for hours. I had cuts and bruises, was totally exhausted, but I wasn't gonna let anything stop me.
Aww.
When we finally got there, I could barely stand. But I didn't care. I had made it. And then I saw them.
Uh-oh.
Those burning red eyes. There we were, a toddler asleep in the back of a wagon and a stupid girl too exhausted to even cry for help. We might as well have been served on a silver platter. But, as luck would have it, our uncle showed up just in time.
Yo!
My stubbornness should have gotten us killed that night.
Yang, I'm sorry that happened to you, and I understand what you're trying to tell me, but this is different. I'm not a child, and this isn't just a search for answers. I can't just—
I told you, I'm not telling you to stop. I haven't. To this day, I still want to know what happened to my mother and why she left me, but I will never let that search control me. We're going to find the answers we're looking for, Blake. But if we destroy ourselves in the process, then what good are we?
You don't understand. I'm the only one who can do this.
No, you don't understand. If Roman Torchwood walked through that door, what would you do?
I'd fight him.
You'd lose.
I can't stop him.
You can't even stop me.
You got a point, Blake.
I'm not asking you to stop. Just please, get some rest. Not just for you, but for the people you care about. And if you feel like coming out tomorrow, I'll save you a dance.
What? Wait, you can't do this to me. No way. Wait, no, what the fuck? Oh my god. Yo, John, I don't have time for this right now. I need to talk about this. What? Oh my god.
I know this is a little unorthodox, but I wanted to ask you something. Would you like to accompany me to the dance tomorrow?
Oh my god. What the fuck? This is back-to-back hits. John, what are you doing? Hear the rest of it at least. I don't want a misunderstanding arc. The wilted flower. Oh, she's in a dress.
Oh, you look beautiful! Can we have a serious talk about how Weiss fights in these?
You gotta get used to it. I'm not a heels person either, so I understand you.
Stupid, dumb neck trap.
Yo, everyone got their outfits. Wait, did we see Weiss?
So, does this mean we're going together?
Technically, though my first dance is spoken for.
Words cannot express how happy I am. I'm so invested. Hold on. Ah, they got their dance. Oh my god.
I told
There
she
you
would
go.
come.
Mission accomplished. So, what do we do now?
Just have fun.
Fun,
Does that
Ruby.
mean I can change out of these stupid things and into my hood now? Stupid lady stilts.
Lady stilts.
Not enjoying yourself?
Ooh. Oh my god. Hello.
Oh, no. Everything's fine. I'm just not much of a fancy-pantsy dancy girl.
Well, you can't spend your entire life on the battlefield, even if you may want to.
Yeah, that lesson's been floating around a lot lately.
If you think about it, fighting and dancing aren't so different. Two partners interlocked. Although, one wrong move on the ballroom merely leads to a swollen foot.
Or a twisted ankle.
It's not every day that friends are able to come together like this. Time has a way of testing our bonds. But it's nights like these that can help keep them stronger than ever. Nights like these are ones we'll never forget.
You guys are just in time.
Ah, I was waiting for the.
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
I was waiting for something to go wrong. That was such. Oh, hey, Oh, I'm grooving. Oh, I can't wait for the Volume 2 OST reaction and ranking. We got some bangers in this volume. Oh, wow, nice fan art. Yo, guys. 13 minutes. I feel like I every 2 minutes I had something I really wanted to pause and talk about, but I wasn't gonna pause. Oh my god. I'm gonna explode. There's so many things I wanted to talk about, but I really liked that episode. That was so cool. Oh my god. Wait. I think this is one of my favorite episodes. This is what? What? I can't believe it. What a banger. Okay. Alright. Okay. My note taking time. I'm gonna go through the episode. I'll take many notes, and I will be back in 2 seconds. Goodbye. See you. Okay, so man, okay, what an episode. I have a lot of things to touch on. So first of all, can we appreciate the character banter at the beginning? I think that was one of RWBY's signature banter scenes that I really loved so much in Volume 1. Because if you remember back to my Volume 1 reactions, I'd really loved the banter and the witty dialogue. The way that they did character interactions and comedy was so well done. It's honestly amazing. It's one of my favorite things about this show. And from Weiss asking RWBY to pick a tablecloth, because of course she could tell. The joke is that it's one of those mysterious high class etiquette shit. 2 tablecloths that look exactly the same to RWBY. Weiss is like, well, there's a difference. I don't even know why I asked you, because you're a Ruby Rose. Why would you know? But the fact that she even asked was so funny, because it's like, she's obviously gotten closer to RWBY to even think of asking her about something like this. And obviously the joke is funny itself. To Yang using her strength to carry the speaker, it's funny visual comedy, but also it makes sense because that's how she would use her power in a useful way to organize an event. It's such a it's one of those things that can elevate a good scene to a great scene. Is really properly utilizing your background gags and your visuals, and in a universe, in a world where everyone has powers and uses them casually. How would that look casually? So all in all, it just comes together like that, and Weiss wanting doilies, but Yang not wanting doilies, but she wants a fog machine, and Weiss is like, well, if you want your fog machine, you gotta let me have the doilies. And it's like that's such a natural thing to have happened, because Yang loves parties. She'd probably love something like fog machines, but Weiss probably isn't such a big fan of that thing. They both contrast each other so much. One is a lot more, street smart, like life of the party type girl, and then the other one's like a uptight, high class, rich girl. They both have contrasting personalities. So how would they organize an event, a party? They would have wildly different interpretations of what they want a party to look like. And in the first place, we've kind of been lacking Weiss Yang interactions. They interacted a little bit in the first volume, mainly antagonistically at first, because it's over RWBY. Weiss not liking RWBY, Yang being protective of RWBY, doesn't like Weiss in return. But now that Weiss has been friendly towards RWBY, Yang doesn't really have a reason anymore. I think that that's like a cool, like, okay, that's an interaction that we've missed, really. And in the first place, I've just been talking about this every other episode. I wanted Yang to have a focus, right? I was like, man, when is it time for Yang to get her arc? We got the RWBY arc, the Weiss arc, the Blake arc. In fact, Blake's arc is still going. But Yang, fuck, I don't know what's up with Yang. So that's just been such a mystery the entire time. But I was so convinced, like, yeah, we have to get it during this volume. On top of Juniper getting focus as well, because that's our missing link, right? We got John. John still has his arc going on here, which is crazy. His John arc 2, Electric Boogaloo, but Pyrrha has now been in the mix here. I appreciate that Ren and Nora get some screen time because I wish that we got to see more. I'm kind of jumping ahead here. No, actually, no, I'm not. This is pretty top on the agenda. So yeah, just to add to that character banter thing, I wish we had seen more of Ren and Nora, especially John and Ren interactions, because I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, this is like the first time we properly see a casual conversation between John and Ren on their own. John considers himself quite close to Ren, but we don't see that. We only, we skipped all of the screen time that was the time that they grew close together. And, you know, now we're seeing the, oh, I'm so glad to have you as a friend type thing. So yeah, I wish we had more time to flesh that out, but I understand not doing it because it's not necessary. That's the kind of thing that can be implied, and you can cut corners with the budget and all this. But yeah, there's that. The gag is funny. We mirror the first of all, Yang luring Blake with the laser light is so fucking funny that it's like, okay, of course we had to cross off the low hanging fruit that Blake is a cat. Is it racist to bait your cat friend, your cat faunus, with a laser light? I don't know. And then you cut with the immediate parallel where John ambushes Ren out of the shower. So he's talking to him about him and Weiss. And I guess that's a bit no. Okay. Yeah. So it's interesting the way that he describes his love for Weiss, because it sounds more like admiration. Like, you can love someone for their elegance, their smartness, their general attitude and accomplishments. You can love someone for that, but in my opinion, that's more towards admiration. The true love comes from understanding Weiss as a person. Does John love Weiss because of what she's really like on the, deep, not who she, not the student that she is or the heiress that she is, but Weishni, the person in Team RWBY, the friend of RWBY, Blake, and Yang. I don't think he really knows Weiss on that level, because they don't talk. Weiss doesn't like talking to him, so they barely talk. In fact, every time John talks to her, it's just a one-sided conversation, right? We've seen that. So I don't think John loves Weiss, but he doesn't understand that. He doesn't recognize that. I think John likes Weiss, but love is a big word. I don't think he really loves Weiss. In the same way that I don't think Weiss loves Neptune. This is all puppy love stuff. This is all like surface level, I've got a crush on you type love, but not like a I've got a deep love for you type love, you know? But it's understandable. These guys are teenagers. I've had enough experience with puppy love to know this. But, because of that, I can kind of tell that what John really is looking for isn't what he thinks he's looking for. He thinks he wants to get with Weiss, and he wants her to recognize him. and say that, hey, at least acknowledge me, you know, at least treat me like a person that's there, and actually, like, you know, don't make a fool out of me, right? Every time I'm seriously trying to approach you. But Pyrrha's like, hey, you gotta stop doing the theatrical stuff, you know? I think that's part of what makes Weiss not like you, is that you keep coming on to her very strongly. Weiss isn't the type of person to do that. Hell, she's crushing on Neptune. All Neptune did was show up. I don't think his personality is something that Weiss specifically likes, per se. He's just a good-looking dude. That's it, you know? Weiss isn't the type. I don't perceive Weiss to be the type of person to be wooed by like a serenade or something, right? John again is going by his what I think what his dad said or something about confidence, right? What all women look for is confidence. Not true, by the way, but because it depends from person to person, because women are not a monolith. You know, Weiss clearly is not the type of person to go in being like, haha, actually, I got big dick energy. No, Weiss is the definition of big dick energy. She's a prodigy. She's rich. She's everything, right? Like that showing up to her by saying I'm better than you is like the last thing you want to do to Weiss, because her ego is quite high. You know, not to say she's narcissistic, not quite there, but she's quite proud of herself. So what you should be doing is go in with a humble attitude. You know, saying, hey, you know, I'm not quite on your level, but that doesn't really matter because that's not what I'm looking for right now. I just want to have a connection with you, which I think Weiss does appreciate, because I think Weiss would appreciate someone actually trying to get to know her, not because of her like her Schnee name, but just because she's a person. I think that might be something that Weiss might like. I'm talking about Weiss like she's a real person. She's not, but I like Weiss. Come on. But yeah, so again, he's going about it all wrong. So I appreciate Pyrrha coming in and it's like, hey, just be yourself. Just ask her directly. Everything that you're telling Ren right now, telling us, just tell her that. Say that I want you to, like, honestly, I just want you to treat me like a person. Just treat me seriously, because I am coming at you seriously here. You know, if you don't love me, like if you don't want to give me a chance, then could you at least tell me you don't want to give me a chance, so that that I don't get the idea that it's still okay to keep trying. Because that's another factor, is whether or not this person is receptive to more attempts. When you're trying to ask someone out and you've failed a few times already, is that person still okay with you trying, or is your chance completely gone now? You have to ask the person. It's awkward, yeah, but it's better. It saves time. It saves you the mental energy. Just ask, hey, do I still got a chance, or is it better if I just back off? Because clearly none of my attempts have interested you. So just, can we have an honest talk about, like, should I leave you alone? You know, like, you have to have that tough conversation if you've spammed your romance attempts like John has. But I don't know. I feel like that's on a maturity level that's beyond. I feel like that's beyond these characters a little bit. They're not the type of characters to do that. But I wonder how John wants to take Pyrrha's advice. I'm curious to see, because the dance isn't over yet. We still have, I assume, next episode, right? We'll continue the night. So we'll see. And speaking of Pyrrha, oh my god. My heart, my kokoro. It is painful. It's pain. Pain pecco indeed. It's yeah. Imagine the person you like talking about wanting to confess to another girl, and you're like, hey, here's some tips to help you. Because, you know, when you really love someone, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to keep him to myself. I'm going to be like, I want to get with him, so I'm going to snub his chance. No, when you love someone, like, for example, putting myself in Pyrrha's shoes, right? if I see John torn up about Weiss rejecting him, and he's genuinely just sad about like, man, I wish that Weiss would give me a chance. I want him to be happy. The goal isn't to get with him. I mean, I would like to get with him if I was Pyrrha, but that's not the point. The point is, what's the point of getting with him if he's not gonna be happy, you know? And Pyrrha is the kind of person to have integrity. She is a very righteous person. She's not gonna do some underhanded tactic. So she's like, yeah, I'm gonna give you some advice, you know? Obviously, I'm sabotaging my own chances by doing that, but that's not the point. I want to see John happy, and if he's happy with Weiss, then that is good. I'm gonna hurt because of it, but I would rather do that than snub John's chances because he wants to actually try. But obviously the issue is that Pyrrha is not being honest. So yeah, Nora with the soul read is insane. Like, I actually love that. Actually, hey, underrated thing about that Nora moment. You would think that she's kind of like dumb or like clueless about social situations, but the fact that she was able to clock Pyrrha, I feel like she's a lot more emotionally mature than we let on. We see her like whimsical personality, but whimsy doesn't mean stupid. You know, it's like someone hearing the Valley Girl accent from a girl and immediately assuming they're stupid or something. It's like that applied here. You know, you would think, oh, Nora's just, you know, airheaded, like happy-go-lucky, but a bit like socially inept. But no, the fact that she was just sniper shot, critical damage, it's like, oh, okay. So my respect for Nora has gone up. I'm a lot more curious about Nora now. Yeah. They're not together. Oh yeah, I like that they brought the gag back. We're not together. I feel like eventually we do need to address the elephant in the room, which is Ren and Nora. I feel like we do eventually have to get more screen time for them and perhaps do good on the together thing. Maybe they can actually be together. I think that would be fantastic. Because it's clear that they both like each other in a way. I mean, Nora more than Ren, but who knows what Ren's thinking? John's right. We don't know what Ren's thinking. So, yeah. So I'm curious to see more of them. Right. So the scene with Blake and Yang, the highlight of this episode. It's not a luxury to slow down, it's a necessity. This applies to real life too. I mean, actually, a lot of what I was talking about, the romance thing, also applies to real life. So, hey, this is my advice for you out there. But yeah, sometimes you feel too caught up in deadlines and feeling like you're going to waste time. You're going to waste your life. Oh no, you only have so much time in your life before you die. I have to do this. I have to do that. But, and you might think slowing down will cost you. But really, if you overwork yourself, you are costing yourself by doing that. Like, don't put on this bravado. Don't try to be this fucking shonen MC, like power of friendship type bullshit. Like, oh, if I just power through, then everything will be fine. I can take it myself. I can do it myself. It's fine. I'll just power through. Don't be a hero. Don't do that. Be realistic. You're a human being. Humans need sleep. Humans need rest. They have mental fatigue. Your performance actually suffers if you have mental fatigue. Your performance actually goes down if you're tired. Oh, I need to do all these assignments right now. So, you know, I'll just stay up all night to do all these assignments and I'll show up to class without sleep. You're not going to learn anything that class. Is it worth it to do all those assignments, you know, in one go, or like you overwork yourself with the assignments and then you don't learn anything in class because you're too tired? I don't think that's worth it. You have to pace yourself. Don't be a hero. You know, that's not where you should be stubborn in. Where you should be stubborn is persistence. Whenever you fail, get back up. That's where you should be putting that relentless energy. Don't put it into chugging along this train, no stopping, no brakes. Like, hey, dude, chill. Like, yo, we may have finite lives, but actually, our lives are a lot longer than you think. Trust me. It may feel like a blink of an eye sometimes, but trust me, you do have time. So breathe. Yeah, you have time. Sometimes it feels like there's no time, and sometimes there is no time, but you should take time. If that makes sense. Okay. This lore is crazy. Okay, so I was so shocked. I didn't expect that we're gonna get a proper, not just Yang and RWBY backstory. What the fuck? So they grew up in Patch. We know about Patch. That is an island. It was mentioned before. I forget where. I think it was Volume 1. But it was mentioned. Parents were huntsmen. Okay, so both of them were. Dad taught at Signal. We know what Signal is. That was the old school. I think RWBY was there, right? She was taught by her uncle, Crow, to use the scythe at Signal. And then she got moved forward 2 years, I think, to go to Beacon. Yeah, if I get the chronology right. And then the mom, Summer Rose, goes on mission. So I assume she's a full-on huntsman. Just goes around taking missions, going out, killing Grimm. So cool. Very, very interesting. But one day she left her mission and disappeared. What if she's still alive? I mean, okay, look. That's a tired trope, I know. When it's like, oh, she disappeared instead of confirmed death, no body, no death type thing. It could go either way. I mean, oh, the grave in the red trailer. It just occurred to me. But I mean, no, if she disappeared, then that grave wasn't her body. That was a spiritual grave, or I don't know if there's a term for that, but it's like a grave, but the body's not there for whatever reason. Just the body's not there kind of grave. Huh. I mean, I wouldn't really mind either way if she really is dead or if she's alive somewhere. I wouldn't mind either way, but it's just what you do with that trope. If she really is dead, then I wonder what the details of the mission were, why she disappeared. It can't be something as simple as oh, that's a strong Grimm and then she died. Like, unless of course this strong Grimm's like a big bad or something, which is like, you could, but I don't know if it'll make for a good big bad unless I don't know, they have like sentience if it's like an old Grimm, right? Because we learned in the world of Remnant that the older a Grimm is, the more like spikes they'll have, like bones in their body, but they'll get more wise. They get more like intelligent. And I remember I was postulating in that video, what if there was a Grimm that is so old that it's actually quite close to human life? Wouldn't that be really cool, right? So imagine if that's a big bad and Summer died from that, and that us learning about the existence of like sentient Grimm. Maybe they have a whole like tribal village of them deep in the woods or something. Wouldn't that be cool? Like, would that? I don't know. It would be interesting. I don't know. But if she's alive, then you have to make it interesting. Like, why is she alive? Why did she go off grid? What happened to her? Is she still the same person, or is she like, if she's like possessed by a Grimm or something? That would be interesting. I don't know. Huh. Oh, you know what? So RWBY is a very like Red Riding Hood inspired character, right? I wonder if the parents are also inspired after fairy tales. Because RWBY and Yang, because that's like what, Goldilocks and Red Riding Hood. I wonder if Summer and the dad are based on fairy tales too. I wonder. So dad shut down. So my immediate thought was, in most cases like this, usually the older sibling becomes the parental figure to the younger sibling because both parents are sort of incapacitated in some way, or not there, unavailable. So I think it for me, I would say that Yang had to become the responsible big sister slash mom for Ruby, even though they're not that different in ages. Because if I had to guess, since all the Beacon characters are like 17, right, to get there, but Ruby is 15, if I'm not wrong, that's only a 2-year gap. But these do happen, even if you're close in age. If the older sibling is like the only one who is able to provide emotional support to a younger sibling, then they will just become the guardian figure in the family. I wonder if the dad is now okay or he's still in that state. We should get to see him eventually. I think that would be interesting once we get more lore on this disappearance thing. So yeah, speaking of that, Summer was the second love. Summer is Ruby's mom. The first one was Yang's mom. So that explains it, right? They're sisters, but they have different hair. They look like they're from different... In anime, if you have the different hair colors, then you're probably not related. If you have the same hair color, it's like, okay, you're probably related, right? So that was always a question. I'm glad they confirmed it. So they are adoptive sisters. So that's cool. Interesting. I'm sure... We don't really have anything on... Okay. So since Yang is looking for her mom, I assume she will be alive. I don't know about Summer. Summer could be dead or alive, but Yang's mom, I think, has to be alive because the whole goal for Yang is to find her or find answers as to why she left after she was born. And it's sort of her life goal, and we are now being told that that is her life goal. So now we know that motivation. Ruby wants to grow up and be like a sort of this fairy tale idea of a huntsman. Yang seems to live for the thrill and just wants to find answers. She's living a detective show, while Ruby is living a My Hero Academia world. I don't know. So yeah, I'm quite sure we'll get to see Yang's mom. I have no idea what that would be like. I have no inkling as to what this all is. Cause when they were young, yeah, Yang found this photo clue in the animation there. By the way, that animation was really cool. The 2D animation stuff, fantastic. I really love that touch. I wonder if they'll keep doing that for backstories. I think that would be cool. Because we saw a similar style for Blake's backstory in Volume 1. But that one was a lot more cartoony. This one is a lot more Grimm's fairy tale book kind of art style, so that was really cool. But yeah, she found like a broken frame and a photo inside, and I guess it led them to a house, but that house was like abandoned. It had Grimm in it. So I wonder if that used to be where Yang's mom lived. I don't know what that photo clue was or why they went to that location or why there was Grimm there. I feel like there's a story there, but they're all just guesses, so I'm not sure. Perhaps she's already moved out, you know? Yeah, and they were saved by Crow, which I'm pretty sure it's Crow because that's the only other scythe user that is mentioned in the story, and that guy had a scythe, so there's that. They were all in the same team together, which is really interesting. The dad, both Ruby's and Yang's moms, and then Crow. I just find that so funny. This dude bagged the 2 other girls on his same team. How the fuck he has to have some crazy pull power. This guy better be some Chad, right? Like, I don't. How do you pull both of the women on your team? I don't know what Crow's doing. I guess he's the weird uncle in this case. But that's interesting because if they're in a team, would that mean they were in a similar team? Like, did they graduate with this team? Like, does this team mean Beacon Team? I assume that's what Yang means when they say they were in a team together, because it's 4 characters. And we know 2 of the names at least. I wonder if that spells out an acronym, because it always spells out an acronym that's supposed to sound like a thing. I wonder if we can do that. Who is the team leader, I wonder? Was it Summer? That would make sense in terms of RWBY as the main character of the story. Or rather, protagonist might make more sense. I don't know. The dad might be the leader as well. That might contribute to why he could bag both of them. I don't know. I'm focusing too much on this. What were the internal politics of this? I don't know. Who knows what they were really like? We're not really sure on personalities yet. Yeah, interesting. Yang said that my stubbornness should have gotten us killed that night. Because Yang is a very, how do I say? If you press her on the wrong thing, she can get easily, like, she's quite hot-headed. But she's not actually hot-headed. I don't think she really is. Because it's only on specific things to press on her. Otherwise, she's not really. Because she's supposed to be this, like, wild party type, thrill seeker, adventurer. You know, she bikes. It's like, it's that kind of trope of character. I don't know what trope to specifically say it is. And these types of characters usually are stubborn. They are very strong-willed, but they're quite, they don't listen to other people, they listen to themselves. But it's interesting that Yang admits that her own stubbornness would have led to them dying. I don't think Yang is quite a stubborn person. Because from the characterization of Yang that we've seen so far, she's actually been rather calm and rational. She does have her moments of outbursts of anger, but it's not like she lets it control her. She isn't defined by her anger, actually. She's quite competent, I think. I would trust her with doing some missions or whatnot, or getting something done. Even if she, she's a very fun kind of person, but I haven't seen her properly slack off or anything. She's just a very heart on her sleeve type person, So that's why I think it hits harder that she says don't let this search control you. She's always searching for answers. But she's at school now, so it's hard for her to do that. But it's not like she forgot about it. And she's always thinking about it, and she wants any chance she gets, she might probably want to go look for it, but that's not what defines her. Her looking for her mom is not what defines her. Her anger doesn't define her. It's part of her drive and motivation, but that's not who she is. She's still her own person with her own personality. The point for telling this to Blake is you are making the search for answers your whole personality, your whole life mission, but you're neglecting being a person that needs rest. And thinking that you're putting on this bravado that, oh, I'm the only one who can do this. I'm responsible. I have to stop Torchwick because it's the White Fang, and I was, related to the White Fangs. Like we were the ones that failed to stop them at the docks or something. Like we were the ones that fought them at the docks that night. and she's just running herself aground. But importantly, Yang also brings up the point of, hey, you're worrying the fuck out of your friends, man. I get why you want to do this, but God, like, all of us are worried for you. All of these friends that you've made, us, we want you to care about yourself. We don't like seeing you run ragged like this. We also want to see what the hell Torchwick is up to. We also want to see... It's just, you know, think about the people who care about you too. What would they think seeing you like this? You say that if you want to fight Torchwick, bro, you would lose in a spar with me. So again, it's as I expected, right? You have to convince, because Blake is convinced that she has to do this because, like she said, it's a luxury to slow down. You have to, we have to do this now. We are in a rush. But if you can convince her that we will fail if we rush, then it'll work. And so yeah, Yang was confident about this, and it works. She convinced Blake that, yeah, hey, look, you can't stop Torchwick even if we found him right now. Idiot. If you're tired, we can't win, bro. Fucking hell. And also, my Yuri goggles are on. My Yuri senses were tingling by that point, by the hug. I'm sorry. Saving her first dance and the wink? What? I find it interesting that Blake has like two potential romance options. Like, she truly is the bisexual queen, I'd say, because her and Sun have a lot of chemistry and they've been through a lot together. But also, I've been introduced to a potential Yang and Blake ship. I kinda like that. Because their bond is a very personal one. This scene that they shared together, this moment of vulnerability. Ooh. Interesting. I wonder. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. We'll see. And finally, the Osmond scene. Hey, more Osmond content. We love to see it. Osmond values social events to help strengthen social bonds, especially against the test of time. I remember what he said. He's made more mistakes than every man, woman, and child. He's old. The test of time, huh? What is your deal? What kind of shit have you been through? I wonder if we're gonna get like a proper young Osmond flashback. His history with Ironwood, history with Glinda, why he says he's made so many mistakes. Hey, look, I trust a man who's made a lot of mistakes, like Osmond, because it's only after you've made so many mistakes that you understand what to do, what to value. I mean, I definitely relate. I think I've done some fuck shit in my life, and I feel like if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have gotten the appreciation that I have and the perspective that I have of life now. I wouldn't say I want to make those mistakes again, but I'm saying that those mistakes did help me understand the perspective that I have on life. And when I'm looking at Osmond saying this kind of thing, where it's like, yeah, it's kind of like I understand feeling socially awkward. It's not your type of event. That's true, but it's rare to have some kind of gathering where all your friends can connect, have fun, because we live in a world where we fight monsters and people die all the time. People get attacked all the time. Hell. Oh, wait. We learned that from the world of Remnant that the Grimm are attracted to negative emotion. This is the furthest thing you can get away from a negative emotion. A celebration. There are no bad vibes at a celebration. The more happy people are with each other, the more bonds that we have with each other. That's why it's important to strengthen our bonds, because it actually helps against the Grimm. I caught that, Ozpin. Okay, I see what you're doing. I think ultimately the message of the story is love, really. It's the idea that, I mean, you can't get any more obvious and like on the nose as the monsters are literally attracted to negativity. Ultimately, the story is about making friends, having fun, and appreciating life, you know? Just appreciating love and embracing, how do I say? Embracing positivity in general. It's a very whimsical attitude to have, which I really like. I like that. I respect whimsical mindsets. Yeah. I think we could use that in the real world. Sure, it's cheesy, but it's hard for me to feel cringe by this kind of cheesy, because that we need the same thing in our world. We look at a story about the power of friendship and love and all this as it's like, oh yeah, that's such a cheesy way of ending a story. Wow, I'm gonna retract value. I'm gonna devalue this piece of media because it had such a simplistic message of love. Which is mighty ironic because we need that kind of cheesy ending for our world. If our world was in sort of a dimension where like fourth dimensional creatures were observing us as a story, we need that kind of cheesy ending to actually succeed and progress as a civilization, as a unified Earth, you know? So that's why I can't ever truly hate this kind of cheesiness of love as the message, because, hey, we need a bit more of that. We need more love in the world. Why not express that through these media? And everyone who likes RWBY, who is invested in RWBY, get to feel that positivity. We become conduits. The show is the show delivers love to us and makes us more aware of this, and then us as conduits spread that to the community of the RWBY and beyond. I think that's really cool. Yeah. So those are my thoughts about the episode. One of my favorite episodes in the show so far. Definitely one of my favorites in Volume 2. Volume 2 has been really damn good so far. I've been loving it so much more than Volume 1. So I am so stoked to seeing the rest of this volume play out. Man, oh man. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, do comment down below your insights, anything I missed, and any other interpretation of anything that I've talked about so far. Do let me know. I love reading your comments, and my favorite one will be read out at the beginning of next episode's video, as per usual. Yeah. So with that being said, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!